All right, I'm getting a lot of questions about my small party rental business that I run out of my house, and how I make sure items get returned, like how I handle the deposit and the rental contract and keeping a card on file in case people don't bring stuff back, and then a bunch of questions about Stripe and the credit card processing company. So I'm going to try to answer that as best I can. One of the main questions is always, how do you make sure you get your items back? This is a really quick 3-step process. I make sure that everybody pays a security deposit with a credit card. I make them sign a rental contract, and one of the important stipulations in the rental contract is that if items come back damaged or destroyed and the security deposit does not cover it, I am allowed to charge their card on file for the remaining whatever it costs to replace the item, and then I hold their card on file. Those are the 3 main steps. I have ran a small party rental business out of my house for a year, and I have never had anybody not bring something back, and I am fairly certain that those 3 steps really weed out the people that have bad intentions. Now, I get a ton of questions about Stripe itself and how some of those processes work. People want to know about the deposit, like how am I holding the deposit? I am actually going in and charging them their card. So whenever they want to book something, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to send over your rental invoice with the security deposit on it that needs to be paid in the next 2 days or 3 days to hold your booking. And when they pay that security deposit, you are paying a processing fee from Stripe for that money to be ran and paid to you, basically. When they bring the items back, if everything is in good condition and I release all the money back, then you just go in and process a refund. And there's a spot in there where you put the reason for the refund, because I do have people that ask, doesn't that affect like your Stripe rating or whatever if you're processing refunds all the time? One of our designations is a rental and amusement business, and so I put in there, this is a refund of a rental security deposit, so they see why. So it hasn't affected that negatively at all. Now, the thing to know is that when you refund that, you are again paying a processing fee. So that's why on the website, when we get away from Marketplace, my deposits are going to be a little bit different, and I can go over that later. But when you're running it out of your house, this is the best way to protect yourself. Okay, then people want to ask how I hold a credit card on file to charge it later if the customer brings items back damaged or destroyed, or not at all. So Stripe automatically, when you run a credit card, it automatically holds it in their system. Now, I have been with Stripe for 4 years, and I am by no means an expert, but from what I can gather from the times I've talked to them, there are different types of accounts and different features available to people based on how long you've been with them and the volume of sales that you do, because obviously the higher the sales, the more features are unlocked because they're making more money off of you, from what I can understand based on talking to customer service. So I did have someone tell me that they recently started and found out from Stripe that the first 30 days your account is open, while they do hold that card on file still, you are not allowed to go in and just rerun it without customer permission. So that is something to keep in mind when you are brand new. It seems like your account's going to have a little bit of a track record. They really try to cut down on fraud and all of that, which is not a bad thing, but just keep that in mind. Like the first 30 days, you cannot go in and just charge a card without customer permission if they don't bring something back. But there are caveats to all of this. Things like Apple Pay. I have had customers, I didn't realize this, and then I had to go in and turn it off. Apple Pay, you cannot go in and rerun a card without customer permission. There's certain kinds of payment forms that are not stored to where you can just go in and access them. So this is the type of research you need to do on your account and on your own when you decide what sort of payment types you are going to accept, because Stripe accepts so many different payment forms. So when you set up your account, you just have to go in and do the research and decide which ones you're going to accept, what kind of risk you're okay with. I also get questions about processing fees on Stripe. I've done the research. I've looked at a bunch of different payment portals. For the most part, they are all very similar. Stripe is one of the largest ones, so they're obviously going to have one of the most competitive rates. But I recently was price shopping other ones, and they're all right around the same amount. One may have a lower percentage they charge you per transaction, but then they have a higher back-end fee or a transaction fee. So honestly, they all work out right around the same. They do all that on purpose, guys. They're all going to make about the same amount of money. So just keep that in mind. I have liked Stripe. Their customer service has been fantastic thus far. Anytime I've had issues, They pay you quickly. I have heard about smaller payment processors who hold funds for a long time. Like, I have had really good luck with Stripe, and I have really liked them thus far. So those are the steps that you're going to take: security deposit, signed contract, credit card on file to make sure you get items back. Do your due diligence when it comes to your payment processor. But these are the things that have worked for me for the first year of running a party rental business out of my house. All right. Ask me any questions you've got.